Saturday night's UFC on ESPN 10 card was a lot of fun. We saw some fantastic performances, one of which came from our guest at this time. She picks up a 22-second TKO finish of Gina Mazany. She's now 2-0 in the UFC. Julia Avila is back on the show. Julia, how are you?
I'm doing great, Mike. I'm just living the dream.
There you go. Congratulations on the victory. It seemed to me watching you perform like you had about 11 months of frustration to let out on Saturday night. It was countless bookings. They all kept falling apart for one reason or another. How good did it feel to just get back in there and do the damn thing on Saturday night?
It felt amazing. I had kind of like an existential moment where I looked at my corners, I want to say like 5 minutes before getting into the ring. And I looked at them and I said, I am happy with myself. And I just was grinning from ear to ear on the way in throughout the entire fight, just super calm and at peace. So it was good. It was really good.
Do you normally have that feeling before a fight? Like, I'm just really happy right now. Or is this a little bit different considering how much time you had off between fights?
Since I've been in the UFC, I've been a lot more level-headed and a lot clearer. I used to be a lot more nervous going into fights in smaller circuits, but I think with each fight, I've just been a lot more confident and excited. So,
is this like the most free you felt in your career?
Yeah, I feel like I'm allowed to be an animal. So, and people applaud it and prefer it. So it's pretty exciting.
So for the fourth time, you were supposed to fight Carol Rosa on this card, and this time it was travel restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic wouldn't allow her to compete this time. So you get Gina, who I know is someone you've looked up to for quite some time, and I'm sure you were thrilled to just remain on the card. But how did you react seeing Gina Mazany's name on the other side of that contract?
I kind of fangirled a little bit. I sent her a message and I said, thank you for saving this fight for me. Thank you for, just stepping up. And she was super professional about it. I mean, she made weight on 10 days notice. I'm just utterly grateful. And I think I mentioned this to someone. I might have just been having a conversation, but like I wanted to fight, or I feel like I fight harder against people that I respect. So because I want to like beat the respect into them. I want, that sounds weird. I want to show them that I respect them and I'm coming 110%, because that's what they deserve.
That makes sense. When the fight began, Gina landed a nice combination early on, and the fight was heading towards the fence, which is something a lot of people expected, but a switch just like flipped in you. And I think on Twitter, I compared it to the American fighter in Bloodsport when he saw his own blood and you were like, forget this. And you just like unloaded on her with this vicious series of punches. And you were just so overwhelming in that moment. Can you describe what went on in that moment leading up to the finish?
I was very calm about it. I know my knee landed. And I did hear her and I saw her, the desperation in her eyes when she couldn't catch her breath. And so, I mean, I just went in and went for the kill. It was very sloppy. I know I didn't have a very high percentage on my striking. So there's a lot of room to clean up. And, I'll get better. I'll land better striking. So, I mean, it was pretty cool.
And you let out this almost primal series of screams after the referee stopped the fight. What was going on in your mind there?
I was overwhelmed. I was happy. I mean, what better way than just like letting it all out, Again, a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do that. And so I take advantage of the opportunities that I do get.
And right back to work, I see.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here at work. Got maps to make.
There you go. We had spoken a few times since your debut win over Pannie Kianzad, and throughout those conversations, you talked about how that debut fight was so important for you last July to prove that you're more than just this in-your-face, throw bombs kind of a fighter, that sort of wild stigma that was attached to you as you were heading in, but you were still ready to unleash that raging panda side of your fighting style against Carol or whoever stood across from you. So mission accomplished, I would say.
Yeah, I think mission accomplished. I still, like I said, there's a lot of room for me to grow and to clean up what I did show. So yeah, a little rage, a little panda, a little.
How do you
up for the name?
How do you define that side of yourself, like the raging panda side? Because we got to see it in action a little bit on Saturday, but I'm sure there's more to it than what everybody saw in that fight, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like to say that I'm a very cerebral fighter. You can see in my jiu-jitsu matches, I think there's a couple floating around, but I strategize and I implement a lot of strength, power, and thought into my attacks. I have a blood choke where I put someone out and she went into seizures. And you don't do that just by being rough and tough and a Neanderthal. Like, you have to plot everything out. So, I play chess with my body, and I try to make it as artistic as I can.
You got some FaceTime with the big boss. Everybody saw Dana White after that performance, and that's always a good sign because he ended up speaking with the media at the end of the night, and he said that what he told you was he wants to get you right back in there with a quick turnaround. What was that conversation like with Dana White from your perspective?
It was really cool. I kind of fangirled, and I was like, "Do you know who you are?" And I high kicked next to his head.
What?
Yeah. I just got really excited and bloop, there went my leg.
Wow.
I know. Oh boy. I still can't believe I did that. I guess according to the powers that be, I have more room to clean up and do better because I didn't get that performance bonus, but that's fine. I'll just do better next time.
Was that the first time you had a one-on-one chat with Dana?
Yeah, I was actually pretty shocked because I asked the lady that was walking me, I'm like, "Oh, so are all the fighters going to see Dana?" And she's like, "No, why?" And I was, "No way. He asked for me? Does he knows who I am?" Yeah, it was super humbling, and just to get that face-to-face time, like that in and of itself is pretty rewarding. So I'm blessed and grateful for that.
How did he react to the high kick?
He just giggled. He didn't really know what to do with me, which I get. I mean, I don't know what to do with me most of the time.
So you sort of addressed the elephant in the room, Julia, because it was a near perfect night for you. You got a big win. You entered the history books with the 4th fastest finish in women's bantamweight history. I feel like you gained a ton of traction when it comes to recognition and popularity, but no performance bonus. Look, there were some fantastic performances on Saturday night, and I'm not just saying this because you're in front of me, because I did say it on Saturday night as well. You not getting a bonus, I don't know if travesty is the right word, but I'll go with surprising. You had to have thought all night long you were getting an extra 50 G's, right? I
did think that, and I was really excited. I looked at my husband and I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to buy you a truck." And I was really looking forward to buying some new gear for all my teammates so we can keep punching each other and doing all these other things. And I found out that I didn't get the performance bonus. And it was really heartbreaking, but what's worse is that I think it was 59 seconds, 33 seconds, and then I got 22. So not only did I perform well, but I performed better than the people that set the bar. So again, it was sloppy, and I can do better, and I will do better, and I'll prove that I deserve a performance.
Dana wants you to turn around fast, as he said, and there's Fight Island coming up in July. We're seeing some of these cards in August start to come together. When would you like to return if we're up to you to sort of keep this momentum going?
I would love for an August fight. I think that would give me enough time to to study and look at my opponents and get the right fight, especially for other fighters that don't have the opportunities that I do, so they can get back in the gym. I don't want another short notice fight. I want the proper amount of time to prepare for the right person.
So here's sort of my outsider perspective on your development, Julia, and feel free to tell me to kick rocks if you'd like, because there are fans out there that want to just throw you to the Sharks right away. Top 5, top 10, get you right in there and get you close to a title shot. And I'm not saying that you can't swim in those waters, but I don't think that's what we do here. I do believe a top 15 makes sense for you. Someone from like the 11 to 15 range, give you a test in that sense, continue to challenge you, but still let you, I guess, evolve in this division and let the fans get to know you more and get to see you more and just build you up properly. There's no need to thrust you into that upper echelon just yet. Let's just take our time, build a star. That's my take on it anyways. How do you sort of view what's next for you?
Mike, I totally agree with that. I think, like I said before on my post-fight interview, I do need to earn my stripes here. And honestly, like, I'm only 8-1 with 2 amateur fights. Like, I don't have the cage experience. I have so much room to grow in my martial arts skills and my, just personal development. I want to climb the ladder. I don't want to just high knee over everything, because there's other girls that deserve shots as well. So I don't know. I don't want to rise to the top so quickly and just fizzle out. Like, I want people to know my name.
What sticks out to you? Like, I know you're not typically a cut a Nate Diaz type promo kind of gal, but you'll fight whoever they offer you. But is there anybody, in that top 15, 11 to 15 range that you're eyeing that makes sense to you?
Just like I said, 11 to 15 range. Anyone there, I think it would be a good testament, a good test for my skill and their skill to put me there. I don't have anyone specifically, but they're going to be shuffling around the rankings, hopefully.
They are. I suggested, I did a matchmaker column for MMA fighting, and my suggestion was Macy Chiasson, because she's ranked number 12. She had a finish over Gina Mazany herself. She was on The Ultimate Fighter. I think this one makes all the sense in the world. That
would be pretty cool. Yeah, she's I like her style of fighting. That's very observant. I like that. I'd be honored to do that one.
Most fighters take a little breather after a victory the next day. You did not. What was your Sunday like?
I got up at 6:30 and I went for an hour-long run. So it was just on a treadmill, so it wasn't too bad. So I got like 6 miles in and then got ready and came home. And then this morning I lifted with my swole crew, my swole squad.
When you got home to Oklahoma on Sunday, you were greeted at the airport with signs and support. That had to feel pretty good after a long flight from Vegas, right?
It was so nice. It was my family all were there and they made signs, and it was a little overwhelming. Garth Brooks was in the airport, so the flight attendant was freaking out and saying, "There's a celebrity here. He's signing autographs." And I was like, "I'm a celebrity."
Where's my announcement? Come on now.
It's fine. It wasn't that big of a deal. I was just like, I just want to fight. I made history.
I think my new favorite social media picture of all time was the one you posted yesterday of your post-battle braids hair. Holy cow. At first, I thought you were wearing a wig. I thought you were wearing like a Habib wig for a minute. And then I read the thing and I was like, oh my gosh. First of all, does that happen all the time? And 2, how did you get it looking the way it looks right now?
All the time. Happens all the time. I have a lot of hair, and it just gets really big. And I mean, I just wash it, and so it's fine.
Oh, wow. I wish I had that. Wish I had that problem. But last thing before I let you go, I appreciate the time, especially at work. How has the mask making venture been going? Because we talked about it more in depth, and you guys who are watching right now, you can find that interview in the archives here. But do we have an update on how things have been going while you were working full time and getting ready for a fight?
I did have to put that off to the side a little bit, but I'm still, if anyone needs them, I'm still making them. I would still gladly make them because I can crank them out pretty quickly. I made them for my corners while we were there, and my husband's actually has like sunflowers on one side, so he'll flip it. It was cute. But he wore that one because sunflowers are my favorite flower. So he's like, I'm doing it for you. But yeah, I mean, I would still gladly do them, but I'm not currently doing them because I was focused on the fight.
And you offered them to members of the media too, right? On Saturday?
Yeah. Yeah. I hit up people and I was like, hey, do you guys need any? I can bring some. Or they're like, no, it's okay. We're covered. I was like, okay.
That's amazing. Incredible performance, Julia. You did what you needed to do and then some. You still should have gotten a bonus, but an A+ night for you, all things considered. Congratulations, and thank you for the time as always. Looking forward to seeing what's next for you, hopefully in August.
Thank you so much.